But if we connect it to that political dimension, given sabi nga ni Doc Guido that the impeachment will turn out most likely, at least in the eyes of the Filipino na political, meron na nga ba tayong mga Chinese influence on our political leaders today?
I don't want to look at to say on the entire political system. What we should look out for is Filipinos, whether a private citizen or in a position, corporate or government, who are espousing the narrative of the Chinese Communist Party. It is expected ng bawat Pilipino ay ipaglaban ang para sa Pilipinas at sa kapwa Pilipino. It must be a fight for the national interest. Anything beyond that will be suspect.
Without naming names, meron na ba tayong sitting senator na kumbaga advancing China narratives, especially with respect to the West Philippine Sea?
Hindi naman natin kailangan, we don't have to look far. Marami naman tayong mga publications, not only government officials, corporate people in the corporate world, but even private individuals. Makikita natin sa social media. We are the social media capital of the world. Facebook is the number one platform. Marami mga pronouncements doon, machinations, trolls, or manipulated. At marami din naman doon yung taong bayan. Makikita natin sa mga discussions doon, alin ang para sa Pilipinas, alin ang nagpapahina ng ating panindigan, at alin ang sumusuporta sa panindigan ng Chinese Communist Party. Sa ibang bagay sa political realm, pwede tayong magdiskusyon at mag-away-away. But when it comes to our national interest, the future of the Filipino people, dapat nagkakaisa tayo doon.
Doc Guido, Admiral Roy mentioned that the Philippines is the social or the Facebook capital of the world. Eh, kayo po ba, do you have any means to determine whether these social media posts are coming legitimately from good sources or part of a coordinated propaganda machine?
Before I answer that, kanina lang, just as just to add lang, kanina lang na-mention ni Admiral Roy na the AFP has a high trust rating. Actually, it was conducted by Okta Research last year na 81% yung trust sa AFP. Yung distrust, 2%.
Wow.
Ganon ka-taas, ganon kaganda yung trust rating ng AFP based on empirical surveys.
And is the AFP the highest in terms of all government agencies, sir?
It's one of the highest. I can't say right now if it's the highest per se,
Okay.
but it's definitely one of the highest. And that's one of the lowest distrust, 2%. So yung the rest are undecided.
Okay.
So hindi nagsisinungaling si Admiral Roy when he mentioned that. It's based on data. Now, regarding sa Facebook, sometimes we go through posts and then we see yung mga comments. And may mga posts na maraming comments. When we check that, meron dun syempre may mga trolls, but a lot of them are actually from a foreign source. Some of these are automated. Some of them you can check. And they're usually, ang talking points nila, they're just revolving around certain talking points. Parang reno-rotate lang nila yung reno-regurgitate. Admiral Roy basically talked about, Chinese propaganda. I have no problems with China as a country and Chinese people, but the government itself, it has been in the business of propaganda for many, many years now, decades. They have become, I would say experts at it in the propaganda machinery. And part of propaganda is when you disseminate and you amplify the information and misinformation. Pag inulit-ulit mo yan, and a lot of people are echoing it through their yes, platforms through their trolls, or sometimes these are automated bots. Some people will start to believe in the lie. That is the danger here. Nawawala yung, nagkakaroon ng distortion, and it becomes blurry what is true and what is misinformation. That's why recently the Congress has been, on a mission to find, truth finding, truth seeking, and then penalize those who are spreading misinformation. Because this is one of the dangers in our society today, where we rely on social media for our source of information. Meron akong nakitang survey, and this is anecdotal, na at least 20% of Filipinos, pag binabasa silang balita, they will automatically believe it's true. 20% already, 1 out of 5. They won't even fact check it. Ikakalat nila, sasabihin nila, ay, nabasa ko sa ganito, ganito. Sometimes even with sources that are not credible. Siyempre, here we have media, so the sources will be credible. Pero sometimes the sources are doubtful sources. And they will automatically believe it. And another 20 or 25% will say, papaniwalaan ko to kung gusto ko yung nagsalita. If it's an influencer they follow, even if it's not fact-checked. So, or kung gusto niyong pinag-uusapan, kunyari, it's a political person na sinusupport niya, papaniwalaan niya yung sinabi agad.
Itanong ko lang, Doc, do you have any simple way so that 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 Filipinos will be able to somehow, number one, detect whether it is a troll, or number two, it is not accurate, or at the very least, it's fake news, para naman sa ganun malaman ng ating mga listeners and viewers, this is a simple way of helping us prevent the spread of disinformation.
Yes, and Attorney Siegfried, this is very important about educating the public how to identify yung mga fake news. Firstly, if you see, at least sa mga nakikinig kunyari sa public, kung may mga nanonood or may magbabasa ng programa, kung may nabasa silang balita, pinakamaganda is i-cross-check nila yan, i-fact-check with legitimate sources. Kung hindi mo makikita yan sa legitimate sources, like yung mga major media outlets natin, and even some of the minor media outlets, yung mga local radio and TV, kung walang nagre-repeat niyan, then you should be suspicious about it. Or kung nakapost lang yan among circles na parang they're aligned in one direction, may political alignment, pero hindi na po-post sa iba, you should be, let's use our minds. Parang wag natin tanggapin agad yung balita na may nabasa tayong ganito. Ay, ikakalat na natin, imamarites natin sa mga kapitbahay natin na totoo yan. It could be fake. So we have to educate the public, educate the voters to find misinformation. Ngayon, hindi naman madali yan necessarily. So it's not an easy thing to find. Sometimes ako rin, may nakikita ako and I have to fact check it. Pero yun nga, let's be vigilant about misinformation because as we mentioned, as nabi rin ni Admiral Roy, na this is very dangerous against us.
So easily check the source whether it comes from legitimate media channels, and at the same time sabi ni Doc Guido na you also have to cross-check it with other legitimate channels if in case that particular news item does not come from any of those legitimate channels. Nabanggit Admiral Roy ni Professor Guido kanina na there's already a possibility, if not a fact, that there are some Chinese interference in terms of the social media spread of information. Kayo po ba, meron kayo na monitor na certain sources or certain personalities or certain schemes na ginagawa in such a way na nararamdaman ninyo, hindi yata galing sa Pilipinas na ito Baka galing na to sa ibang bansa, particularly China.
I would like to say it's not a possibility. It's now a reality. We have to understand how the Chinese Communist Party will operate. Part of their doctrine is to be able to infiltrate the adversary and to win without firing a single shot. The acme of skill, yung pinakamagaling na manlalaban nila ay yung pwedeng magapi ang kalaban na hindi muna kailangan pumutok. How will you do that? By shaping the way he thinks. Ipakita mo na mas malakas kami, mas mahina ka. Pag-away-awayin mo sila. You dominate the information space. In short, you shape public perception. The ultimate battlefield will be the minds of the Filipino people. So kung mapansin natin, and this has been mentioned by the good professor, we are bombarded by different information. Misinformation, disinformation, malinformation, and the correct information. You saturate the information space such that ang taong bayan hindi na malalaman ano ang totoo, ang mali, at yung gitna.
Let's try to correlate this all kinds of information with the current impeachment proceeding. Meron po ba kayo, Admiral Roy, na nakikita na, let's say, some Chinese interference already when it comes to the specific information that is being spread out or being peddled by any channel about our ongoing impeachment trial?
So far, wala naman kasi kakaumpisa lang naman ng ating political process na yan. But if we take a step back, maybe 2 steps back, and we look at the information domain, yung binanggit ng ating professor na, yesterday, merong forum sa mainland na ang lumabas sa mga academic discussions doon is ang Batanes Group of Islands ay historically sa kanila. Let's take another step backward. Yung sinasabi nilang yung Wangyan daw, yung local name nila for Baho de Masinloc, Scarborough Shoal, ay sa kanila. Let's take another step back. Yung buong West Philippine Sea ay sa kanila. These are all lies, false narratives, fake information being peddled around.
Sandali lang, Admiral Roy, yung Batanes, first time ko narinig yan. Is this also your first time to say that there is a Chinese claim over our Batanes Island?
The way they operate is magpalabas muna ng report yan na ito ang kalabasan sa discussion ng mga akademya nila. Mga akadem nila. That historically speaking. And then, little by little, they would build up on that narrative. Look at the Chinese Coast Guard Law of 2021. Hindi na in-implement. They passed a law in 2021 na hagip doon ang West Philippine Sea and parts of Scarborough Shoal. And then they would say, we're not implementing it, but we will implement this in the future. So they're setting the stage.
I see. Doon sa Baho de Masinloc, is there any parang recent event that perhaps our country and our people should know? Kasi parang lahat glued on the impeachment Pero man nangyayari na hindi ka nais-nais sa Baho de Masinloc or any other part of the West Philippine Sea?
Yes, marami. Let's first look at our features sa West Philippine Sea, yung 9 features natin. Yung ating RORE sa BRP Sierra Madre ay nagpapatuloy. Yung ating mga patrols ay nagpapatuloy sa ibang features. Andun pa yung presence nila, we monitor them, we challenge them, we push back on their presence. Etong sa Baho de Masinloc, Scarborough Shoal, they mentioned last year about the nature reserve. Na ito ay, they established a nature reserve sapagat sa kanila ito. We pushed back on that. Ano next na ginawa nila? Nag-put up na mga equipment to monitor the environment. Mga buya na malalaki, may mga sensors. Hinarangan yung entrance na Scarborough Shoal. Nag-put up na floating device reportedly to do marine scientific research.
And this happened all within the year.
Within a span of 1 year.
1 year.
Started maybe middle of last year. Because of strong pushback, tinanggal nila yon. And then we now see the presence of warships sa Scarborough Shoal.
Itong warships na to, first time ba to ever, Admiral Roy, o paminsan-minsan sumusulpot na rin sila?
In the past, paminsan-minsan may dadaan doon. But it was mostly Coast Guard vessels, and paminsan-minsan, maritime militia. Etong recently, may mga gray ships na. Although for the past 6 months, walang coercive and aggressive action na ginagawa laban sa atin, sa BFAR, sa Coast Guard, and sa Philippine Navy, sa Baho de Masinloc, we are still trying to assess bakit walang coercive and aggressive action. But the focus right now, nung na-pull out nila yung floating equipment, ang sabi naman nila, ang result na scientific study nila is there is a new species of corals sa Baho de Masinloc. And then, we pushed back. Ngayon may mga patrols na tayo with our partners and allies, and even the AFP, the Philippine Navy. We are now pushing closer to Baho de Masinloc. We will keep doing that. We will keep pushing back and challenging them. And now, lalabas naman nila yung sa Batanes sa kanila. So, ang tao, pag pabago-bago ang statement mo, ibig sabihin, hindi matibay ang pinapanindigan mong prinsipyo. That's what's happening sa Baho de Masinloc.
Would you say, Admiral, that our presence, whether Navy, Coast Guard, or any other agency in these disputed islands, or should I say, kumbaga, the part of the West Philippine Sea that was awarded to us by virtue of that tribunal award 10 years ago, dumadami ba yung ating presence or tama lang? Or dumadami dahil we are getting support from other countries?
Yun, very good question, sir. Una sa lahat, we have to, I'm not being political here, but I would like to say this administration started on the right foot when they said that, when the Commander-in-Chief mentioned not 1 square inch. Number 2, we shifted the focus of the AFP from internal security to external defense. Number 3, yung ating Secretary of National Defense mentioned the CADC, Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense Concept. In short, we are now looking outward in terms of defense and security. In the past, yung ating mga kagamitan, ating mga barko, aeroplano, hindi makapag-sustain ng matagal na patrolya kasi mga luma. But we are now feeling the effects of modernization. Today, we could project our forces, yung mga bagong kagamitan natin, barko at aeroplano, yung ating mga domain awareness capabilities, longer. We have a broader reach na maabot ng ating mga sensors. Not only us, but ang kagandahan nito, even other government agencies. We have the Coast Guard, we have the BFAR, we have the PNP, the SAF, the Maritime Group. So it is now slowly becoming a whole of government approach. And even civil society, yung atin ito coalition, they have done, I think, 4 or 5 expeditions sa pag-asa sa Baho de Masinloc. So it is now slowly becoming a whole of society or whole of nation approach.